Welcome to another episode of Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. When we left our brave investigators, they were hidden deep away inside a mysterious and creepy cellar laboratory, filled with all manner of strange skeletons, arcane formulas, and creepy things in jars. Thankfully, they didn't decide to stay too long, as there was also a strange, featureless porcelain mask. Seeing that, Sophie had a terrible sensation of deep discomfort, and her beloved cat Yortz began snarling at it. Something he has never done in all the time that she has had him. Deciding to take the most obvious course of action, Sophie proceeded to smash the shit out of that porcelain mask. And, while drawing a gun and getting ready to shoot it afterwards, heard a terrible screaming coming from outside. Our investigators are looking at something dangerous that's about to happen. But, thankfully, well, maybe thankfully, they are not alone. I'm shocked that we somehow managed to pull this off. We have an amazing guest star here. Star of many, many actual play shows. So many, I could not list them all for you. As well as, of course, one of the best-known sci-fi game series of all time. You know him. You are very familiar with the single greatest role that he has played. The most important Spectre in the galaxy. Blasto the Hanar. He might have played someone else as well, I think. Possibly a commander of something. But, I mean, Blasto is closest to all of our hearts.
I consider Blasto my signature character.
I mean, obviously. Mark Meir is joining us, everybody.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
I am still shocked that Mark is here. Mark is going to be joining us as a very special guest, and perhaps most exciting, dear listener, our players don't know who he's going to be playing just yet.
Come on, Brian.
It's gonna be fine.
Listen, this game is also for me, Bill. I have to twist the screw as much as I can with this.
Lately, I feel like it's mostly for you, Brian. Like, I really feel like
I don't know what you're talking about.
Too much satisfaction on the GM end over there, huh?
God, you twirl your mustache and snicker evilly one too many times, and suddenly you're the bad guy.
I'm amazed we were able to lure him in by playing Yortz the cat. I mean, Unreal.
Phoenix, spoilers. So, Mark is going to be joining us as a very exciting character. We have been planning this for a little while, so we will be introducing him in the very near future. But first, we have a situation to deal with. The three of you down in this basement have heard this terrible screaming coming from outside. An inhuman noise ripping through the air. You can almost feel the stone of the basement around you vibrating slightly. What are you going to do?
Does it sound like a scared scream or an angry scream or...
More angry and pained.
Sophie, any idea what the hell that was?
I'm not positive, but it might have something to do with the mask.
I'm just gonna take a peek up. So the cellar door, Dr. Jensen had made it so that it couldn't be locked from outside, but I can still pop it open, yeah?
Exactly.
So I will very carefully poke my head up and see if I can see anything.
Julian kind of creeps up and sticks his head out above the cellar door. That fog and mist is still swirling, and then that scream reverberates again from down at the lake. And you see the fog actually shaking in the air.
I don't know what that is. I don't see anything, but it's coming from the lake, and I don't like it.
We'd best go find out what's going on.
Yeah, we need to probably go face whatever that is. I'm assuming Julian's still... Are you standing at the door, or are you outside of the cellar?
No, I've just got my head kind of poked up, ready to slam the door closed again, if needed. But I'm just kind of looking to the two of you. I don't have a plan here. I had one earlier. It didn't go well. I guess if you say we go out, I'll follow you.
All right, let's go.
So the three of you and Father Xavier Duffy, the terrified Irish priest, come walking down the mist. You follow along this muddy path towards that lake that two of you have successfully escaped from. And the mist and fog begins to slowly clear around it. What you see is standing on the surface of the lake is the Brook Horse. It's a large horse with white and gray dappled all over it. Its terrifying fangs are lashing and snapping at the air. But perhaps strangest and most unsettling of all, its form flickers. For a moment it's there, and then a second later it's not, and then it's back. And Sophie, every time that happens, every time it seems to twist and shift like that, there's something to you that feels uncomfortably familiar. Sophie's sixth sense is prickling at this. There's something odd, something not right here.
Does this have to do with the whole binding stuff that they were trying to do?
You can't be sure, but you suspect so.
So, when Julian banished... What was supposed to happen when you said the word?
Yeah, to confirm, I'm sure it is, but this is the same horse that I saw earlier, yes?
It is. Now, one thing that Sophie is aware of, banishing a vaesen is basically cutting it off, sending it away, putting it to sleep. What Julian did was temporary. It's a way for him to escape if he's trapped on the Brook Horse.
Okay.
But that won't banish it.
Right, okay.
I feel like there is a side conversation between Julian and Sophie. Banished, got rid of, that would have been helpful to know earlier as I tried to, again, just brush off all of the mud that I'm covered in from taking the tumble off of this thing. I thought it would go away. I thought I'd taken care of it. I guess that didn't last.
Yes, the wording is tricky, Julian, it's true. But something else is going on with it.
Sophie.
What? Go ahead, DM, please throw me a freaking bone.
You might regret saying that momentarily.
Oh no. Oh God.
Everything's fine. This is fine. It's good. We're good.
The Baka Hester looks up at Sophie with eyes that are strangely familiar.
Nuh-uh. Brian?
And in a familiar human voice, you hear your mother speaking. Sophie? Sophie! You must destroy it, Sophie! And then she's suddenly cut off. The horse shakes its mane, grinds its sharp, pointed teeth, making a terrible clacking sound. And it begins to paw angrily at the surface of the water. And suddenly, that water begins to bubble and surge. And emerging out of it, you see what looks like more horse shapes. It looks like creatures made of vines and dirt and driftwood and lake weeds. And they look like they're intent to set upon you.
Please pause the disaster while I look through my notes to find out.
No, I'm so sorry. I can't pause the disaster. The disaster is a rolling disaster.
I know, the disaster is coming.
And just for clarity, is Sophie the only one who heard those words?
Oh, no, you all did.
We all did. Okay.
Oh, boy.
I am looking back and forth between the two of you. You all heard that, right?
I am going to start reaching to my pocket for my knuckle dusters. As useless as I might think they might be.
Horse punching commences.
Now, one final thing. Phoenix. Staring at this scene as this creature is summoning up these terrifying shades. A thought clicks into Julian's mind. He remembers everything that Sophie has been telling him. And pieces just suddenly line up. From that strange book that she found. From what she told him earlier, looking in that conservatory at all those instruments with all those strings cut. From Ayer's words that you must not play music here. He remembers this creature has a nemesis, or at least a rival.
Oh.
No.
All right. I do battle.
No way.
And if he were to play his music, there's a chance he might be able to draw another vaesen here, despite it being warded against such a creature.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is awesome.
But before we get to that, I have initiative cards.
No. Oh, God. Just right out of the freaking gate.
Now, Mark, I should let you know, this group is terrified of combat.
Because we constantly get our asses whooped.
Well, I understand this is a very unforgiving system as well. So.
That is putting it mildly. They got beat up in a bar in episode 6 and have been avoiding every combat for every subsequent episode.
That's not true.
Well, you did murder.
You put the fear of combat into us right at the beginning.
You were
like,
literally
if you get into a fight with a vaesen, you're going to die.
You're going to die, so don't do that. So we just run away. I mean, that's logical. I don't...
You know, I'm too good at my job.
It's going to be fine. This is fine.
It's great.
I've got a pistol that I already shot it with and it did nothing to it. This is going to be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, see?
Yep.
Shot it at point blank range to no effect. We're going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it will go great. So give me one moment. I'm going to deal out some initiative. These will get returned to the deck at the start of each round. So it will be mixed up who is going when.
Ooh.
All right, so first up on our initiative is Julian Benavides.
Congrats, Julian.
It's fine. This will be fine.
Then the Brook Horse, Sophie, Dr. Jensen, Xavier Duffy, who's going to be running away very soon, and then the strange branch horses that it has summoned, with such clever names as Ditchwater Horse, Branch-Bearing Horse, and Lakeweed Horse.
There's no thick-necked horse?
If
there was, he could be marked as the first to die.
Aaron, I have more horses ready. Don't worry.
Great. I
don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, you guys, for bringing this upon us. Okay. Let's go.
All right, so does anyone want to swap initiative cards?
Not at the moment.
Julian's going to save us all. Why would we need to switch?
All right. With that, then. Phoenix, Julian is up first. What's he going to do?
Yeah. This is fine. So, first, just a question to clarify. So, looking at, we've got the Ditchwater Horse, the Branch Bearing, etc. Do these look like they are also of the genus of Brook Horse, or are these different? Do they look different?
These look more like poor facsimiles.
Okay.
Constructs made out of the stuff of this lake.
Okay.
You expect they wouldn't have the same supernatural powers, but they could probably still stomp on you real hard.
This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am going to use my fast action to retreat to this gnarled tree stump here and get behind it to hopefully take some cover back there. As I walk back there, I just kind of call to the other two, I have an idea. I don't know that it's a good idea. And I pull out my fiddle. And I am straining my brain trying to remember what is a song? How do songs work? I don't know anything right now. Have I ever played this instrument before? And literally all I can come up with is like, turkey in the straw, ha ha, turkey in the hay, hey, hey. And I am just strumming the most elementary basic songs that I can think of, looking at the other two, and I'm just like, I don't know, we'll see. This could go real bad.
This is a horror podcast, Mark, just so I don't know if we misrepresented. It's real scary.
We said comedy horror. It's a little of both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty horrific for Julian to have been reduced to turkey in the straw.
That's true.
But
that's true.
Here we go.
That's true. Now, I am assuming that Julian is putting his whole heart into this music, terrified and in his throat as it is.
As best as I can.
Then could you roll me an inspiration test?
Oh, boy.
Inspiration. Yeah, okay. I do get to ignore conditions as a performer for inspiration and manipulation tests.
Thank God.
And that is maxed, so that'll be 10 dice.
Don't screw it up.
Come on, magic dice.
I didn't screw it up. That's 4 success on 10 dice.
So, it is a simple melody. It is not complex. But it is played with your whole heart. The bow glides across those strings. And somewhere, far from here, an ear pricks up. It's able to hear that music, and it can follow it. Through streams, through lakes, through rivers. And the waters on the bank begin to churn and froth. And suddenly, where there was just water, a form takes shape. Rising up out of this lake is a creature in the shape of a human man. Its skin has a greenish cast to it. He has long, flowing black hair. And tucked in one hand is a fiddle and a bow. His eyes resemble those of a frog, and his face is lit with a grin, because he has been waiting for this plan to come together for years.
Thou hast called and I have come. Greetings, mortals. I would have words with thee.
Oh no!
Julian, what have you done?
You have just summoned the Neck. And let me add him to our turn order.
I just call back the enemy of my enemy.
It's fine.
Always goes well.
Another great plan from Julian Benavides.
Those are the only ones he has.
Right.
It's a plan. I never said it was a good one.
You know, that part is true.
Lucius is now looking out in the water, turns back to Julian, looks back to the water. What'd you do?
Now, unfortunately, before we can wrap up this turn and move on to the Brook Horse that I'm very excited for, I do need something from all of you, as this vaesen has risen from the waters.
Oh no.
Not you, Mark, you're fine. Can I get a fear test from all my dear humans?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, thankfully, most importantly, Julian has separated himself from his allies,
Oh, come
minimizing
on.
his bonuses on the fear test.
I still get a +1 from Father Duffy?
You do.
Okay, well there's that.
Until he borks his test and runs off.
This is the benefit of going first. He didn't get a chance to run away. That is 1 success on 5 dice for Julian.
All right. 1 is all you need.
That is 1 success on 4 dice for Lucius.
Fantastic.
Please, God, don't let me fail this. Hey! That is 1 success on 6 dice.
All right. Great news for all of our PCs. You have all successfully passed your fear test.
I think that might be my first time this entire adventure, this entire mystery.
Right?
Bad news for our NPC. Poor Father Xavier Duffy. He borked it. So he is going to just flee. So he's going to run off in the mist, and I'm sure he'll be fine.
He's the smartest of us.
As he does so, the neck sort of waves his hand and says,
Away, priest. My business is not with thee.
Yeah, he is looking at you and screaming.
turns to the others and says,
Chide not thy friend. He has but played his role, and well played.
as he tucks the fiddle and bow under one arm and gives a little golf clap, essentially.
I am terrified, excited, proud, and so just, oh God, what is going to happen next?
Yep.
I got a golf clap from the neck. I mean, come on.
Where does the neck find himself in initiative?
The neck is presently on 8 out of 11, so he'll be going a little bit later on in the round. And that will give you a little bit of an opportunity to take a look at some of your many abilities that you can use as the neck.
Okay.
I have a few selected.
Marvelous. I made a document for Mark that has a little fiddle icon on it, and I'm delighted. All right, so that is all for Julian. Now, Phoenix, keep in mind, you do have one more fast action because you have the defensive talent, so you can dodge or parry during this round still.
Those would be essentially as reactions if they engaged with me, correct?
Correct. Yep, if something attacks you.
Yes, perfect.
Yep.
I guess, I mean, I don't know that it'll do anything, but I guess, yeah, since I do have some of those extra talents, I might as well go ahead and draw the pistol. Well, no. I think right now, it's actually better to have the fiddle than the pistol right now. So I will keep the fiddle in hand.
Bring the fiddle, leave the gun.
Exactly.
I think the Godfather said that. All right. Sophie, the Brook Horse stares at you, and its eyes roll upwards into its head, showing just the whites. That dappled white and gray fur covering the horse begins to shift, becoming scaly. And then it calls to you in your mother's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Sophie, can I get an observation test from you?
Oh, geez. Okay. Okay. That is 3 successes on 6 dice.
Ooh. All right, that is very good for you. It takes Sophie just a moment hearing that familiar voice, but suddenly she's able to shake it off, and she realized her feet had begun to move without her volition. She had taken a couple steps towards the water before she was able to shake that out of her head, clear her thoughts. The Brook Horse stomps its feet angrily and stares at you with those white eyes. And Sophie's turn is up. What do you do?
You bastard. My mother hated horses. How dare you? Spontaneously made up lore about Sophie's mother.
I would have believed it. I was there.
Okay. Well, I think that Julian told us what happened when he shot the Brook Horse, but since these look like they're... Do I have to be in his square to shoot him?
So a pistol has a range of 0 to 2.
Okay,
so you can
great.
shoot anything in your square or up to 2 hexes away.
I am going to... Wait, I'm going to read the tooltips.
Why, tooltips, you say? Are you referring to our stands of grass that could let a character who drops prone
Indeed.
be prevented from receiving attacks in this zone? Or perhaps the muddy water that you'd need to make an agility test or spend your slow action to get in or out of? Or maybe you're talking about the deep water, where you have to make an agility test as a slow action to move in or out of this zone.
Yeah, the water icon cracked me up, by the way. I was like, oh no, wet floors.
The one above it is, if a character becomes broken in that zone, they begin to drown.
That's what I'm talking about. That one.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking shoot this horse thing.
I know which horse thing. There's a lot of horse things on the map.
The one that's directly in front of me and a clear and present danger.
Excellent. The branch-bearing horse?
Yes. So I have a +2 to ranged. So that's what do I add to that?
You can actually click right on the gun in the character sheet.
Well, that's no fun.
Or if you'd like to use your fancy dice.
All right, fine. If I lose, it's your fault.
That's fair.
Okay. I got 1 success on 7 dice.
All right, now it will attempt to dodge that attack. So it makes a body control roll. But no successes. So your gun does some damage. In this case, because you didn't get any extra successes, you don't have anything kind of fancy you could do with it. But it still does a point of damage. And that is enough to knock that horse out.
Yes. Okay, so we were hoping they were less powerful, and clearly they are, so that's nice.
So that first one drops. You see the body kind of weave back and forth, and then all this lake water just rushes out of it like a bag that's deflating. All the branches and mud and weeds crumbling off of it as it just sinks into the water.
Oh, that's nasty. Okay.
Listener, you can't see the face that Aaron made, but it was displeased. Why do I always make you fight lakeweed monsters?
I don't know. It's so slimy and gross.
It's probably evilness on my part.
I'm sure.
Yep. What else is Sophie going to do?
So, if I were to... I mean, listen, I don't think I want to go towards the neck. Never mind.
You probably do.
Would it take... So, I have a fast action left. But I wouldn't be able to go into a square and then drop prone as well, right?
Dropping prone's a free action.
Is Sophie really going to do that? Sophie's not going to do that. Sophie will just back up a little bit to the square with Julian. But she's not gonna, she's not really like hiding. She's kind of
sort of just standing her ground.
Yeah, she's a little, not jazzed, but she's like a little bit boosted her confidence because that thing died, and we know they're not like, it's not 4 super powerful entire Brook horses that are coming towards us, and then a whole other vaesen that we totally don't need to worry about. And
it'll go great.
Yeah, she's just gonna back up a little bit and reload the gun in a very menacing fashion and glare at the Brook horse. That's it.
Excellent. All right. Dr. Jensen. A man who makes melee attacks. What are you going to do?
I mean, just to quote unquote survey the battlefield here. You know, having just seen the Brook horse try to presumably lure Sophie towards the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's good that he's back there, but then also that Julian now has apparently summoned yet another vaesen into this fray. And what will happen with that remains to be seen. But for right now, Lucius isn't happy where he is, but he also he's worried about his companions. He's worried about Sophie and the Brook Horse, and now he's worried about Julian and the neck. So he's kind of in an intervening spot. He's gonna, I guess, take a defensive posture. He's gonna try and either intercept something coming towards his friends,
Mm-hmm.
or if his friends look like they get, if they're under some strange influence or start acting weirdly, maybe he can try and intercept them before they go into the water. I think he's gonna stand put.
All right.
Not a great option, but he wants kind of distance between the water and his friends.
That is.
Is there anything to like hold his action or use his action?
We can say there is.
Okay.
Have we played fast and loose with combat before? Absolutely. Bill, just let me know when you want to kind of jump into the turn order, and then we will have Dr. Jensen slot in.
I think it's gonna depend on what happens with the branch bearing horse or the neck. We'll see.
Well, one of those is no longer a factor. Sophie shot the horse and it basically melted.
Sorry, but then that was just for that particular one. There's still the weed one.
Yep.
Sorry, that's what I meant. The one that's the southern one here.
Got it. Sounds good. Mark, what is the neck going to do?
The neck will turn, putting its fiddle with practiced ease underneath its neck and drawing the bow across the strings. And we'll throw this comment to the others.
Perhaps some aid I may lend thee.
And going to use rending notes on the assembled herd, whatever is left still galloping through the water.
Marvelous. That will target just one of the creatures, so the one that's closest to him, perhaps?
Yes, or perhaps one that's most threatening one of the team.
Marvelous. We will have the neck roll his magic.
There you go.
And we will have our water horse roll its might.
Holy shit!
Yeah, fairly big one.
Holy shit!
It's a large one.
Now, dear listener, what the response from the players is the neck got 4 successes, and frankly, our poor suffering ditchwater horse got none.
But Brian got 4 successes on how many dice? A bajillion?
That's a scientific number.
Yes.
Got 4 successes on 12 dice.
He's just warming up.
This is fine.
So this high-pitched note comes from the fiddle, and the neck swipes the bow back and forth across it in rapid staccato rhythms. That horse that's in front of him suddenly twitches to one side, twitches to the other, and it's like you're watching it being pulled in one direction and the other with the music, and then suddenly it rips asunder. Pieces, hooves, branches flying in every direction. That one is turbo dead.
Oh, man.
That one's not coming back.
That one is unmade. How do our dear player characters react to the sight of the neck doing that?
Sophie will 100% turn around and look at Julian and be like, it's a good plan. It was a good plan. Like, shocked. It was a good plan.
Julian, I am standing there with the fiddle still in hand, still like in position under my neck, and just slack-jawed, like, why? I don't know that trip. It was here, then it wasn't here. Oh boy.
All right. Mark, do you want to have the neck move at all from where he is amongst the churning waters?
Has he got a fairly good vantage point on the battle? It could easily... Everything that he wants to attack is within his range.
Mm-hmm.
Then he will perhaps move a bit, but he's really just sort of swaying to the music that he's producing.
Marvelous.
Just meandering through combat. It's fine.
Yeah, doing his thing.
Casual.
All right, now the real star of the show, Father Xavier Duffy, is up.
Exit stage left.
Motherfucker bolts up the path, screaming the whole way, and just takes off as fast as his good Christian feet can carry him.
Godspeed, buddy.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, and his turnover, the last in the initiative, is the branch-bearing horses. And there is only one of our created horses left, the lakeweed horse, which stomps out of the toad-infested shallows and up the muddy path towards Dr. Jensen.
Oh boy.
Lucius, would you like to make an attack against it?
It's horse punching time.
Taking personal inspiration from Blazing Saddles and Mungo punching the horse.
A film that has not been invented yet at our time period, to be clear.
I know. It's just a personal thing. Yeah, no, he's... I mean, we saw one get liquefied, and Sophie proves that they can be shot. Yeah, he's going to try and, if nothing else, get its attention, keep it from moving further down the path towards the stump.
Take your swing at this galloping creature.
This is...
I'll tell you now, though, Bill. If you don't succeed on this, it's coming for you.
Okay, well, here comes my force attack. Oh boy. 0 successes on 5 dice.
All right, it couldn't dodge, and thankfully didn't need to. And then will lash out with a kick at Dr. Jensen.
Okay, so with my defensive one action for dodge and parry, I just roll
force or agility if you want to dodge.
We'll do agility to try and dodge out of the way. No, I don't want to get kicked by a horse.
Seems reasonable. Few people do.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Out of 5 dice, 0 successes.
And unfortunately, the water horse got 1 success on 4 dice. Dr. J, you take a physical condition.
Sounds like I'm battered.
Sure does.
Oh, geez.
Better than breaded.
Phoenix, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
All right. I am going to clear our turn order. All right. I have some good news for you all. The Brook Horse is going to be going on a 10. So you got that going for you.
Which is nice.
Yep, could be worse.
But
Well, we'll find out where everyone else is.
wait for it.
The Water Horse is on a 7. Sophie is on a 4.
Okay.
Dr. Jensen's on a 3.
Uh-huh.
Juliet is on a 9. Probably just gawping at his great success so far.
Uh-huh.
100%.
Don't Worry About It is on an 8.
Don't
And the Neck is on a 5.
What? No,
Don't worry about
I'm
it.
worried about it.
What?
Why would you say that, Brian? Why would you say that?
I don't know why you guys always worry every time I say don't worry.
Why? You know what? Okay.
Mark, can you believe the paranoia I have instilled in these players?
It's not paranoia if they're actually out to get
Thank you.
I'm only 50% out to get them.
That's being really generous, Brian.
Hey now.
It's like 70, 75.
That feels
50% out to
unrealistic.
get us, 50% out to murder us. It's fine.
There you go. Called out.
Slander and libel.
Does Julian want to go sooner in the order, given he's the one that's kind of furthest back?
If you want me to, I can. I kind of actually think this works in my brain because you were being, sarcastic about it, but no, Julian is just kind of gawping, mouth agape at everything that has just happened here. So I'm good where I'm at. If you want to go later, I'm happy to trade.
No, I'm fine. I'm going to keep trying to punch a horse.
Sounds like a solid plan. I don't see how that could go wrong.
Oh yeah, no, it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie scene of this happening, I mean, I feel like it is 100% appropriate that after the neck just atomized this thing, none of us are going to connect with a shot after watching that just happen.
And yet I have to.
And yet you must.
It's true. All right, so Dr. Jensen, you're up first. What do you do?
Come on, Dr. J. Woohoo!
Well, on 4 dice, 2 successes.
It is going to try and dodge.
I swear to God.
Hey!
However, 0 successes on 5 dice. Now, Dr. Jensen, you've seen these crumple pretty easily. Also, because we don't do a lot of combat, this is perhaps, Bill, your first time getting to see some of the extra stuff that you can do.
Yeah, I think so. I actually think it is.
So when you get more successes than your opponent, beyond just one that you need to connect, you can do extra things. You could stress your enemy, causing mental conditions. You could outmaneuver them and exchange initiative cards. You could increase your damage. Or you could do stuff like push them into a zone.
I'm pushing him back into the toad-infested zone.
Marvelous. So Dr. Jensen kind of squares up on this thing. It took him a second. He was admittedly a little bit shaken. But after narrowly, well, not quite dodging and taking a little bit more of a horse kick on a chin than he would like, he's back to it and just winds up and bashes this horse, which goes flying backwards and winds up coming apart in the air, crashing into the water as weeds and branches.
At least you gave us mobs that are satisfying to kill.
I mean, you say that now.
What does that mean?
It's only the second round of combat.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it.
God, I knew that.
Any movement from Dr. Jensen?
Yeah, he's gonna hobble. He's gonna hobble back to the stump.
Excellent.
He's
Excellent.
Not feeling great after that hit.
I'm sure everyone is impressing the neck with their cowardice of hiding behind a gnarled stump.
I got a golf clap. I'm just saying.
Sophie, you're up.
Okay. If I were going to use this bridle, I would have to go up to the horse and put it on. Is that correct?
You sure would.
All right. So I will use, now that these other mobs are gone, I will use my fast action and then my slow action.
All right, and Sophie wades out into the waters.
And she's just like mumbling. You guys hear her. I mean, she's like manic mumbling about like, how dare you impersonate my mother? She would never consort with a creature like you. You're disgusting. You disgust me. Blah, blah, blah.
And with that, Mark, the neck is up. What's he going to do?
The neck, again, he hasn't stopped grinning from ear to ear this entire time. And he continues to do so as he looks to the others and says, "Mayhaps a change of pace." And the staccato notes suddenly become a droning rhythm as he's going to use heavy melody on the Brook Horse.
Excellent. He begins to play a more sonorous, somber tune and rolls his magic opposed to its might. If the neck gets more successes, the Brook Horse will be unable to move.
Nice. Oh, mother shit.
So, the neck's magic begins to play this somber, delicate notes. And he gets 2 successes on 12 dice.
Mm.
However, the air is rent by a scream that seems to vacillate between a human and a horse. And the Brook Horse manages to avoid that music, stomping angrily in the water.
Hmm.
It got 3 successes on 9 dice.
I sought to be gentle with thee. Very well. I shall deal with thee as I did thy fellow.
Now, there are no more of those water horses left. So we move past them in the initiative. And that's when a surprise happens.
Oh, God.
No.
Julian,
Brian,
Lucius, can I get a vigilance test?
I'm not good at those.
Oh no! I was wondering if this was going to happen.
Oh, crap!
Do we get a bonus for each other being in the same zone?
Nope.
Damn it.
Absolutely not. If anything, Julian provides a penalty on paying attention.
That's
to
fair. That's 100% fair. And that is 0 success on 3 dice.
Dr. J.
Oh, boy.
0 success on 5 dice.
Love it. So, what the two of you don't notice, your attention focused on this battle going back and forth between the Brook Horse and the Neck, is the old man, Ire Manson, who comes slowly walking down the muddy path. You can't hear his muttering. Music! They played music, Master! No! No! I will make it right! And you don't see him level the musket and fire at Julian,
Oh, shit.
This is fun.
who cannot dodge because he was taken by surprise.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
it's fine. He's an old man. He's got bad eyesight. It's just going to be fine. I was wrong.
There is an explosion of sound as this old firearm goes off. Julian, you take 1 point of physical damage.
I'm going to ask, even though it's not in my best interest, I'm looking at the musket that you rolled there. It says damage 2.
Oh,
Do I only take 1 or do I take 2?
no, you are correct. The 1 was to hit, so you take 2 points of damage.
So 2 physical conditions?
Sure do.
Oh, boy.
All right, that is going to put me at 3 out of 3 for those, so that's great. This is fine. This is fine.
At the sound of the firearm, the Neck suddenly just cranes his neck and looks at the old man.
And who is this?
Oh, can I say stuff when it's not my turn?
Oh, totally.
Then I will yell across at the Neck that this man assisted his master in attempting to control and leash Vaesen. That's who this is.
Then I have business with thee, old man.
The old man is just muttering to himself as he's reloading a musket. Julian.
Well, that hurt. I had an idea of a thing I was going to do, but I'm not going to do that anymore because I just got
And then you
fucking
got shot.
So,
It's funny how everybody's plans change once you put a bullet in them.
you know. So with that, I am, with my lightning reflexes, I will go ahead and draw my pistol and attempt to say something, inspiring and badass, but really all that comes out is kind of a wet, bloody gurgle. And I'm going to take a shot at Ire.
Okay. He will attempt to dodge.
All right. And I am going to use my advantage of steady aim for this.
Marvelous.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do remember to take into account all of your physical conditions.
Yeah. So let's see. So 9 dice.
Nice.
Sounds good.
You got this.
Pretty solid at 3 out of 3 conditions and nearly broken.
I'm a pretty good shot. Well, I say hopefully.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's why he got swole, so he could take a hit.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm a pretty good shot, but I got shot. That is 0 success on 9 dice.
Shit. Oh my god.
And he got 1 success on his dodge. So let me find out what I can do to you with that.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god.
Mm-hmm.
You can stick your tongue out and taunt me is what you can do. That's all.
You can throw a bottle of arsenic uselessly against...
Oh no, I can do better than that.
Oh crap.
No.
So, when you get more successes than an attacker, you can use those extra successes to stress your enemy.
Oh Christ.
So, Phoenix,
That's fine.
you take a shot at him, and he kind of like ducks down and immediately levels that musket straight towards your head. And you feel just a moment of panic wash over you. You don't know if it's loaded yet or not, but it might be.
Yeah.
Take a mental condition.
Yeah, that's what happens. Am I angry or hopeless? That feels more hopeless.
Mm.
Oh, you can't be more fearful. You're already afraid.
I'm already afraid.
Julian's bars are getting so small.
It's not the size, but I haven't used them well either.
Fair. Aaron, the Brook Horse begins like whipping its head back and forth, looking at everything going on, and then starts slamming its hoof into the water. It's standing atop it as if it's solid, but you're in at this point hip-deep water, and you watch as it begins to churn and froth beneath it. And suddenly, there's another one of those horses.
Great. He's pooping out mobs. Fantastic.
That's a way you could put it.
I mean, it is gray water, so you're not far off.
I picked that one just for you. Fine
Well
work,
done.
Bill.
Well done.
Well
I
done.
appreciate your
Well
toilet humor, Brian.
All right, so that's the end of our round. I'm going to deal out a few more initiative cards. All right, and do any of you want to swap initiative cards?
Wow, Ire went first. That sucks.
He's a spry old man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, I mean, assuming I survive, Dr. Jensen, would you be good to swap?
Yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead.
Okay. So Dr. Jensen and I will swap.
Excellent. With that musket reloaded, he aims it straight at Julian again, but this time you at least know he's there. Are you going to attempt to dodge?
Yeah.
I had figured, but I always like to ask.
That is 2 successes on 3 dice.
Thank God.
So, there is a crack as that musket goes off, and Julian ducks to the other side of the stump as wood chips and splinters go flying where that musket ball embeds itself into the wood. But Julian is still alive. Now, Phoenix, I will point out, there is a stand of grasses. You could always run into those and drop prone and not be able to be attacked from anything outside that zone. Something you might want to consider as you're getting badly injured.
Well, yeah, but I can move after I shoot.
Julian Benavides is up.
I'm gonna shoot again.
Very well.
Get him.
All right, so
He will again try and dodge.
that is again 2 success on 7 dice.
All right.
His old man luck ran out.
Ire has gotten has gotten 0 successes on 4 dice. So Phoenix, with additional successes in ranged combat, you can potentially outmaneuver your enemy. You can stress your enemy. You could push your enemy into another zone, or you could make them drop an item.
Oh, fuck yeah. Drop the frickin' musket.
All right, and that will still do damage as well.
Excellent.
How much damage does your pistol do?
2.
Excellent.
I am going to then... This is maybe not a great idea, but it's what I'm doing. I am going to use my fast action to move over next to him, and I'm going to see if... So lightning reflexes is drawing my weapon. I don't suppose I can grab the musket with it.
No, this is for basically like a quick draw kind of thing.
Yeah, no, understood.
But you could wrestle with him for it.
Yeah, thematically, we're wrestling for it.
But yeah, you shot him right in the hand. You heard a screech of pain from this old man. The musket fell to the ground. Dr. Jensen, you're up.
Well,
but from over near Sophie, you hear the whinny of a horse and see another one of these creatures has come out of the water.
Sophie's too far away ish, and Julian is badly hurt fighting an old man with a musket.
Fighting an old unarmed man now.
Well,
Great.
Because I literally shot off one of his arms.
More like a finger.
Clearly missing one of his arms.
I'm going to actually move in and I'm going to take the musket.
All right.
Yeah, you are.
So Dr. Jensen runs in, and as your slow action, you pick that up off the ground.
I will look at Ire and say, "Don't move unless you don't want to live anymore." And now look at Julian and go, and just look him over like, "How are you okay? How are you doing?" Trying to just seeing where the blood's coming from, seeing if there's something I can just more just kind of fussing. I haven't done anything to.
Julian got hit in the shoulder, and there's a lot of blood that's beginning to stain his mud-covered vest.
Okay. So while Julian's keeping an eye on Ire, I'm just going to try and keep just not. I'm not going to. I will attend to it, but it's more just for this point, essentially flavor of trying to like stand still, keep an eye on him. If he moves, put him down.
Put me down.
We'll see how...
I know. I thought you were talking about Julian too, and I was like, wait a minute.
On this episode with horses, Julian has broken a leg.
Oh, no.
I have tragic news. He's been put out to pasture. Actually, in fairness, Julian did get the aged condition last time as his hair turned white from that awful mental shock that he took.
Oh, I didn't know that there was an aged condition that went along with it. I just thought I was a silver fox now.
Right?
At the end of this mystery, we'll roll to see if it's permanent.
Oh boy.
That said, we'll also see if Ira Manson has a more permanent fate in store, because the neck is up.
The neck moves towards the old man and says,
I'll deal with thee first. Thou played a part in this, and now the time has come to play. Yes, and to pay. Pay the fiddler.
As it begins to play a jig and is going to use enchanted music. Now, this could affect all humans within earshot, but the neck is going to...
Being selective for the moment.
Very selective. Just him.
Alright. This ability forces targets who the neck wishes to begin to dance. So again, the neck will be rolling his magic versus Ire Manson's observation. And perhaps unsurprisingly, a crazed little old hermit does not have a very good observation. However, it proved to be just enough.
God.
The neck got 1 success on 12 dice, and Ire Manson managed to get 1 success on 2 dice.
Brian, you gotta let our guest NPCs while out a little bit. You can't like brick wall them at every turn. This is not. They're supposed to be able to just like throw down, and nobody's ever gonna want to play this game because we're gonna be like.
Can the neck push a roll?
Yeah, actually. Can the neck push a roll?
You know what? He can if he's Mark Beer.
Very well. I think cinematically this has to happen. So I'll just let you re-roll there.
So kind of narrows his eyes a little bit, and you realize this old man has stuffed his ears full of cotton and wax. He is denying himself the pleasure of your music.
How dare.
What an ass.
And that is even more offensive than his previous crimes. That is the greatest offense of all. So, on 12 more dice, the neck got a single success. But it is enough. That overcomes the one success that our Manson got with the next two. So the old man, despite having his ears all stuffed up, begins to kind of shift back and forth a little bit. And Julian, you watch as he begins to tap a foot. And suddenly, he's doing a jig. He's dancing, almost frolicking, as he's also beginning to scream. In panic and in fear, because no music has been played on Baldwin Farm in over 30 years.
So, I, as Julian, am moderately horrified by this. I, as Phoenix, am geeking out big time because that was freaking cool.
Yeah. I know, it's so hard to be like, oh no, the neck is scary, when I'm like, this is so cool.
I mean, it helps that he's helping you.
Yes, as
For
a matter
now.
of fact, it does. Oh, dude, why, man? Oh. I was so excited.
All right, that is all for the neck this turn, unless you'd like to move any closer to the action.
Yes. The neck will actually probably have moved in on him and is sort of like circling him and playing the music as he dances. So he's up by then.
Excellent. So kind of leading a slow procession as he's playing, as this old man dances and capers for your entertainment. The lake, in this case, the gray water horse is up, and it surges through the water to come at Sophie.
Now, does he have to spend a slow action to get into the waters that like I did, or not? Because
he does not.
Because he's a toilet horse.
Because he's a horse made of water.
Okay, cool.
Are you going to spend a fast action to dodge?
Of course.
Very well. Feel free to roll it.
Oh, God. Here we go. 0 successes on 3 dice. Hey!
The horse kicks out at you, but gets 0 successes on 4 dice. So you are doing just fine. Sophie manages to kind of fling her arms up as she's in this hip-deep water and ducks a little bit, and the horse's kick goes wide.
Now comes Big Daddy Horse, who's probably going to kill me.
And the Brook Horse is up, as mentioned, and again begins to kind of stomp its feet over and over. And that's when another horse rises up.
Crying out loud.
But good news, Sophie, the turn is yours.
Yes, it is. All right, here goes nothing. I'm going to try to put the bridle on it.
Now, before you do that,
No.
you need to successfully move into that zone. I need you to make an agility test.
Oh, shit.
There are benefits to a well-rounded character who puts a little points in everything.
There goes our know-it-all professor
Yeah, sorry, you guys.
with a dress full of books
It's been nice.
into the lake.
It's been nice knowing you. Please, if you don't all die, please do retrieve my books from the lake and take care of Yortz, who is back there on the shore.
Actually, important question, Aaron. Does Sophie leave her book skirt on the shore before wading hip deep into water?
Oh yeah, you're right for sure. She's
Okay.
there's a precedent for that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a pile of books on the shore.
So she's just in trousers, like, stomping forward.
Mm-hmm. Take my books back to the library. Agda will want them.
All right, so make that agility test.
But what if I don't want to, Brian? What about that?
You can also not successfully make it into that zone. That's fine.
Surprisingly, shockingly, even, that is 0 successes on 1 dice.
Would you like to push that roll?
You know what, Brian? Fuck you.
I appreciate you too, Aaron.
I know how many I still have. Okay, so I could take 2. I mean, I'm not gonna freaking succeed on 1 dice. It's not gonna happen. You know why? Brian?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a 1 in 6 chance.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I'm rolling roll 20 dice. That's why. That's the problem.
Aaron, do you want to try and roll your 1 physical die and see if it comes up as a success?
I'm gonna roll my 1 physical dice. Okay, these rolled 6s last time. I got 3 successes last time. That is actually a 6. I actually got a 6. I do not even believe this.
Bravo.
I don't believe this. I'm taking a picture of this because I want to put this
Please do. I'll put that right on the Instagram.
I'm putting this dice in the Hall of Fame for saving my ass.
So, with a look of defiance, Sophie is kind of struggling in this deeper water. It is at this point low enough that she doesn't even have, like, firm purchase for her feet. However, she kicks off, struggling forward with a bridle in one hand and treading water to get at this horse, and manages just through sheer determination and grit to surge forward and get close enough that she might be able to grab it. What physical condition do you take?
Oh, she's definitely exhausted.
Exhausted seems reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
The Bakahist looks at the bridle, and those white eyes go wild. We're going to do another round of initiative. Sophie is on a 6, Julian Benavides is on a 10, Lucius Jensen is on a 7, the Neck is on a 1.
Oh, no.
Do any of you want to trade initiative cards?
Looking mostly at Julian, I guess, if he wants to go earlier.
I mean,
Slightly.
it's fine. It's fine.
I'm sure an old man dancing a jig who's been disarmed won't be a threat. All right, Mark, the Neck is up first. What are you going to do?
The Neck will cast his frog-like gaze back to the Brook Horse, and let's try that again with the heavy melody.
All right, so trying to prevent the creature from escaping as its potential doom has drawn close.
And theoretically, if I get enough successes, not with the way the Neck has been rolling so far tonight, but if I get enough successes, could damage it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So we will roll the next magic as opposed to the Brook Horse's force.
All right.
All right. Apparently, like all good dice rolling, Mark, you just have to shit talk them a little, and then they learn their lesson. So the Neck managed to get 3 successes on his 12 dice against the Brook Horse's 1 success on its 9. So your magic has injured the creature, and it has lamed its legs. It can no longer stomp to create those additional assistance for itself, and it's going to be much easier for Sophie to be able to try and get that bridle into its mouth.
Hell yes.
So, Aaron, the way this will work, if you make it to your turn,
Yeah.
in the event that you successfully survive the attacks that might be coming your way, a force test will allow you to get that bridle into the Brook Horse's mouth, since you have to climb up its form.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Oh, definitely. However, the Brook Horse itself also takes a condition. All right, and the Lakeweed horses are up. Is Sophie going to attempt to dodge an attack from the Pond Scum horse?
Yeah. I mean, I gotta dodge one of them, so I'll dodge this one.
All right. It stomps down at you.
One success on 2 dice! Oh my god!
That's enough. You managed to not only beat it, but exceed it. So, Aaron, I will make an offer to you. If you would like, you can move this Pond Scum horse and send it crashing into the other Greywater horse in the other zone, preventing that one from reaching you this turn.
Yes!
All right. So this creature comes crashing at Sophie. She isn't even quite sure how she pulls it off, but she swings her left arm at this thing, and it cracks into the side of the horse as it's stomping down, sending it reeling and crashing into the reeds and muck.
I like to think she looks down and realizes that was the hand the bridle was in. She was like, oh.
And Aaron, Sophie feels a cold shiver run down her back and down her arm, where all those runes have been marked upon her skin.
Oh my god. Brian?
That cold shiver runs all the way down to her hip now.
Oh shit.
But we'll get to more of that later.
Oh, Jesus.
And the Brook Horse is up. And in your mother's voice, it says, "You must do it, Sophie. It is in the mouth of the gods now."
Oh shit, it is my mother! Oh my god!
And then the horse's eyes roll back up into its head again, and it kind of tries to move, but its legs are lamed, and it's kind of wobbling back and forth. And wouldn't you know it, Sophie's up.
All right. Is there anything that I can do to help myself in this situation? You said I have to make a force, which is only going to be 2 dice now.
Now, I do have some good news. You have an advantage you never used. I believe you have an advantage called a Righteous Fury.
I do.
And that would give you +2 dice on this check.
Oh, holy shit. Thank God. Okay. So, I'm about to do some roleplay shit, and then it's going to fall flat because I'm going to fail my dice roll. But,
keep in mind, you still got a condition. You could push it. You can technically push yourself right into broken if you need to.
I sure could. Okay, so I will, I'm like treading water. I've got this thing in one hand. I'll reach up out of the water and grab the horse's leg with my other hand. I don't know what you've done with her, but I will get rid of you. And she will just swing up and try to basically just like slam the bridle into his mouth. Yeah.
Roll it.
With my whole 4 dice. Okay. This will be really cool if I pull it off. What? No way. I'm taking a picture of this. These dice are the best dice in the world. I'm sorry, Brian. They're not your dice. And I love you so much for...
Now you did it.
So that was 3 successes on 4 dice.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. The Brook Horse kind of snarls as you put a hand onto its leg. It opens its fanged maw, far, far wider than a horse should be able to. And Sophie swings the bridle upwards. It bites and lunges down. as the bridle clashes and cracks into its mouth. And it suddenly goes very, very still. Something changes. Aaron, does Sophie remember the 2 ways to banish a Brook Horse? He said as Aaron checked her notes.
I'm like, I definitely do. So, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't write down the rest, Brian. I'm sorry.
So there are 2 ways to banish it. Either bringing it to a stable where the shape of a cross has been carved on all surfaces around it. So 1 on the ceiling, 1 on the floor, 1 on each wall.
Oh, right.
Or bringing it to a field and having it plow a circular sun cross.
Oh, boy. Okay. I guess my fast action will be, I'm obviously keeping hold of the reins, and I'm going to, maybe I shouldn't, or let's see.
To make this a little simpler for you, that pond scum and graywater horse just kind of turn to goo and sink back into the lake.
Okay.
And the Brook Horse, gently, with no effort at all, lowers down onto 1 knee, as if to let you climb up. And you get the sense that it's safe to do so.
Okay. Well, I mean, she's still skepticism.jpg, but she does know that Julian got rid of it once. You know, he got out of it, and she knows how to get out of it if she does get stuck. So she will, she'll climb on.
Definitely follow Julian's plan there. It was a great plan.
It's worked well 100% of the time.
Julian's still alive. I don't know what the problem is.
The mist and fog begins to kind of weave. And you see the barn is very, very close to you, as is that field past the orchard. Do you try and lead the Brook Horse to either one?
The field that Olga's in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. I mean, I don't know that we confirmed that the barn had crosses everywhere. So
it did not, as far as you know. You would probably have to carve some of those in.
Yeah, so I'll just go to the field.
Okay. And in only a few steps, it's suddenly there. The horse barely walks more than 3 paces when it's in this field. There is a very confused Swedish woman who had set up a small tent there, who has no idea what's going on. But you find, kind of discarded off to the side, an old plow. It looks like this field hasn't seen it in a long time. But Sophie's able to, with very simple, quick motions, hook this perfectly docile horse up to the plow. Does she set it to work?
Yeah, she will also just wave to Olga and be like, I'm a friend of Julian's. Everything's fine. Don't mind this creepy horse.
Well, okay. And almost supernaturally fast, the Brook Horse is around the field in a circle, and then weaving through in the sun-cross pattern. And as it does, the kind of form and shape of it begins to kind of move like water. And when it finally completes it, it stands before you again. And as it washes away, what remains is a woman. With hair that was blonde, but has gone mostly to silver. The same face and familiar eyes. She reaches a trembling hand to yours. Shara, thank you. I knew you would... Well, I hoped I would see you again someday.
Mama, is it really you?
It is.
Why is this all happening now? Why couldn't I have helped you 30 years ago?
She frowns and winces. He sent a letter.
The master?
No, Ashara. And her grip on your hand is getting a little lighter, and you can just feel it like feather light at this point.
But, Mama, don't leave now. I have so many questions to ask you. What happened? How did this happen?
There are things that I cannot answer. There are things I did not understand. But you have put them to right. I love you, daughter.
Jag älskar dig, Mama.
Jag älskar dig. And then she's gone. As she disappears, the mist and the fog slowly begins to dissipate.
Ah, then it is done.
Julian and Dr. Jensen, you find yourselves alone by the side of the reservoir with a dancing Iyer Manson whose legs are beginning to bleed from how hard he's taking his steps, and the grinning face of the neck.
Well done, well done. Julian, is it?
Cautiously look toward you.
Yes, this tune you played. A merry one. Simple, but merry.
Yes, it was one of the first I learned. It was what came to mind. I'm glad it caught your ear.
Aye, mortals are all children in the face of terror, I find.
Yeah, yep.
And thee, Sophie, his daughter. The letter that brought thee hence, 'twas my hand that penned it.
Sophie finds herself back by the lakeshore with those words ringing in her ear.
I can only say I am happy to have received it.
Yes. All played their parts, and now the tune is done. Yes.
Were you trapped in some way by what happened here, or?
Not trapped, no. Warded.
Beg your pardon.
This fool and his master, they sought to bind me, but bound that instead.
Ah.
And bound within it the soul of thy mother.
Well, we are grateful for your assistance.
And now we will all watch this fool dance himself to death, yes?
That seems like justice to me.
Then dance, fool. I don't know if I can roll again just to try to do a bunch of damage in one go. But if so, then I will.
I'll allow it. All right. The neck picks up the pace, playing that melody faster and faster. Iyer's steps quicken and quicken. 2 successes out of 12 dice. You see him dancing as quickly as he can, trying to cover his ears to block out the song. But it is not enough.
I think as this is happening, I'm watching with a little bit of morbid curiosity at first. And as I realize, no, he's serious. He's going to dance himself to death. I hope this doesn't end up getting me killed. I'm going to shoot him.
Shoot Iyer?
Iyer, yes. Like, this is a little beyond what I was ready to see.
Put him out of his misery.
Essentially, yeah. Like, as I realize what's happening, I'm just going to go ahead and take a shot right at him.
Phoenix, make a ranged combat test.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, well, I tried to be nice. That is 0 success on 7 dice.
Now, Phoenix. Julian pulls out his gun, intending to put this man out of his misery, when something very unnatural happens. You see, the music of the neck can affect more than just people. Your gun rocks out of your hand and begins to caper about the ground.
What the shit? What the shit?
The stump that you were hiding behind shudders. The roots pulling themselves out of the ground and begin to dance with your gun. The fronds of all of these lake weeds begin to sway in perfect time to the music, all forming a perfect symphony with Ayer's final screams as he slowly dances his way into the waters before they're drowned out by a low bubbling as his head sinks below.
And so, the tune is done. And thee, Julian, thou sought to interrupt the tune, yes? Thou art soft-hearted, and should be rewarded. This is for thee.
As it pushes the violin and bow into his arms, not taking no for an answer. It's like,
These are thine now.
and then immediately pulls from thin air another violin and bow, or another fiddle and bow.
What the shit? Okay, both Julian and Phoenix right now are absolutely speechless as far as, like...
Sophie's, like, elbowing Julian, like, just say thank you. Bow and say thank you. Say thank you.
I have the next violin. Oh my god.
And the neck smiles even wider and says,
Do not think.
And I'm just holding it in my hands exactly as it was handed to me. I really haven't moved at all. And I just nod. Yes, sir.
And so, I shall take my leave.
and steps into the nearest available body of water and is gone.
Amazing.
Is the violin still in my hands?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh my god.
The mist slowly fades completely, and you are just on this old farm. Everything covered in damp. There is moss that has overgrown the farmhouse, the barn. You spy not far away a small tent and a very confused Swedish farm woman who kind of waves confusedly at the three of you. There is no sign of Father Xavier Duffy anywhere to be found. Who knows if we'll see him again. And just delicately, on the wind, you can hear the sound of a violin coming from somewhere very distant.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wow.
But I think that's where we'll end our episode.
Oh,
Thank you all so much. This was amazing. Mark, you have been wonderful to have on. If our listeners want to follow you more places, are there spots they can find you?
Well, I am on Instagram as Mr. Markmeer, MarkMeer, and on the shambling corpse of what used to be Twitter as Mark_. But yes, I am on Threads, I'm on Instagram, and if you are interested in seeing me act as a keeper of arcane lore for a Call of Cthulhu session, there are 6 episodes of Graveyards of Arkham available on YouTube.
Ooh, cool. Marvelous. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
This has been a fantastic session. We loved having you here.
Thanks for having me, folks.
and I can't wait for our next session.
Yay!
Talk to y'all again soon.
Thank you, Mark.
Good night. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Spirits and Monsters of Old Seattle. Our theme song is Myths and Legends by Robert Bruckmeyer and is playing right now. Our episode music is from the incredible Andreas Lundstrom's RPG soundtracks, and you can hear more of his work on the Sweden Rolls podcast. Our editor is Hannah Cheney. If you've enjoyed the show, it would mean the world to all of us if you could share it with a friend. Or an acquaintance, a stranger, even an enemy. We're not super picky. However, it is the single best way to help us get new listeners and continue to grow. If you've really enjoyed the show and you want to let the world know just how much, we are launching a storefront where you can buy some cool gear and a Patreon. You'll find the links in our show notes. We'll be looking forward to sharing more stories of the vaesen in the Pacific Northwest. But until then, remember the motto of the library. Fear gives way to knowledge. Knowledge gives way to wisdom. And wisdom gives way to the truth. Until next time.